Whoopsie. Hi, how are y'all? I'm running late. This is the first time since I started taking this seriously that I actually run late, and it kind of irritates me. But oh well, I'm going to go over to the comments. Please let me know. As you all know, I'm always paranoid that the sound's not going to work, especially when I'm hurried like this. So occasionally, it never fails. Murphy's Law takes over. Hello, Dannon. I hope you can hear me. And Mary Townsend and Faye Teeter and Awesome 1019. I was thinking of Awesomeo. Sounds good. Cool. Kind of figured it would. I even got my little green light on today. I did remember that. Sienna Price, guys, give me a thumbs up. Good deal. Yeah, I'm late because kids are shitheads. All of them. Even mine. Especially mine. Some people don't understand my sarcasm. Some people don't understand my parenting. I am a champion for nonviolent parenting, but that does not mean I'm a big softy around my kids. I mean, I am when they're born, but believe me, when I call my kids little shits, it is always said affectionately because they're little shits, but I love them. I've always called them little shits. Bad words have never been a thing in my house, like ever. There's no such thing as a bad word. That's part of nonviolent parenting. Express yourself however you want to. If you're going to be mean and, be shitty to one of your brothers or sister or something, then, that's a different story. Luke Walker, hey, Kayla Leverett, and Nicholas B. Here, I'm going to start putting y'all up there. Nicholas B. Michaela is back again. Dylan Kelly, there's so much news. Dylan, I don't recognize your name. Please tell me, because I'll be the first to admit, it has been assholes and elbows for me since I woke up. My part-time gig called about 6:30 this morning, and I have been on the run ever since, all the way out a bunch of miles that way. It's an hour and a half round trip, then back to here. Then Blaine and I went to go work out. Today was chest and triceps day. And just as soon as I got him back here, I had to turn back around and drive all my happy ass all the way back to Orlando. It's almost like being like 10 years ago when I was doing all this shit with the kids driving to San Antonio. So what is in the news, Dylan Kelly? I'm going to have to kind of depend on y'all. I've not watched it much. Panda, if you ever have time, listen to this song SDFU. It has a lot of curse words, like full of them. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I raised my kids on old school Kid Rock. His new stuff sucks, but his old stuff is badass, like Devil Without a Cause. And Lars Gutierrez, hello. Good grief, Epic Roller. I'm going to have to quit eating, I guess, anything spicy just before I come on. Usually in the old days, just jalapenos that did this to my voice. Now, apparently it's anything I eat. Miriam, how are you? Caleb, I'm doing well. I'm out of breath. Nicholas B, I've watched the Parker video like 12 times. Oh, there's a club for you. Not a book club to watch. How many times you watch the Parker movie? With Parker, a lot of news with Parker. No, there's no news with Parker unless he's on the evening news for something bad that he did that I'm not aware of. A lot of propaganda in the news. That's pretty much all the news is propaganda. Though they give you basic facts mostly, and then they have a way of presenting it and spinning it. Even people that call their show the No Spin Zone have got a spin to it. Can you please say hi, Kane? Well, hello, Kane. Kane Tier, how are you? Logan Cochran, hello, how are you? Michaela, you raised your kids on stuff like Schoolhouse Rock. My parents were AR. I'm not sure what that means. No, I raised my kids on, truth and, my kind of music. Luke Walker, how's my night going? I'm still sweating, and I'm irritated. I ate breakfast and that was it, and then I got home. Here it is, like 12 hours later. And I just scarfed down some chicken Alfredo that I slapped together. I wonder, did the Millennium Falcon run on diesel? No, it did not. It ran on it was called a Ford Triton V10 gasoline engine. Got about 8 miles to the gallon. It's on most RVs like that are like 90% of them are on a Ford chassis. I'm going to start hitting my mute button when I do that, so I'm not just irritating everybody. Dylan Kelly, with the mom in custody rats when he was 14. I know who you're talking about, my son. I don't know what movie or what the video you're talking about, the video, but there's no news other than the daily podcast when it comes up. You know, the debates that we're having that I've had with Mr. Brian Baxter, which, remember, Brian Baxter is coming back on, what is today, Thursday? Friday, Saturday. Not tomorrow, but the next day. Eric from the Bay, where's Parker now? He's in Texas, and I just don't answer personal questions about it. He's doing great, though. I can say that. He's a professional horse trainer. Khalid Muhammad, how are you doing today, my friend? I'm doing very well. And how are you? It's good to see you back, man. Eric from the Bay, you a bitch for skipping over my comment. You a bitch. Okay, I'm a bitch. You feel better now? I'll never understand that mentality. Do you still have custody of London? I'm still her legal guardian. She lives with her mom, and that's about all I can say about that. The one where he's in the car, I'm new to your channel. Yeah, okay, so you are new. There is no news. He's grown, and I get this question a lot. I'm not mad about it, but I don't answer personal questions about my kids. I don't answer questions about how their relationship is with other people, because I think it's highly inappropriate if I do that. If my children ever want to talk about how things are now versus how things are then, they can call me up. I muted it at work. They can call me up and they can talk about it, or they can make their own YouTube channel and talk about it. What I do here is I talk about the family courts, how crooked they are. Like I said about Brian Baxter, this fella that I've never met until the other day when I debated him. That was my first live debate. I talk about what happened in the past. He vehemently disagreed with my activism and tried for about over an hour, not very, very poorly in my opinion, to convince me that I just made a mistake. And he just went on and on and on and on and on, and would not answer most of my questions about what law I broke. But anyway, oh boy, yeah, I saw that. I'll try to watch it. The debate, yeah, it was fun. I just picked up Hayden. He's the one that was at the little shit of mine that was at the airport in Orlando, 2 hours north of here. And I played on the way back. I made him drive because my back was hurting. I was telling him all about how I was while he's gone, and he's telling me how his trip was while he was gone. And he said, well, let me hear the debate. So I played it for him. And he had pretty much the same reaction all the rest of us had. Like, what? Like, he said something like, eventually said, does he ever answer any of your questions? I said, we just finished listening. Diane Steele, the news is here's from your yesterdays, I think. Dylan Round's neighbor arrested, Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced, and R. Kelly too. I did see that R. Kelly, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw he got 30 years. And Ghislaine Maxwell only got 20 years. And Ross Ulbricht got 2 life sentences plus 40 years. I saw some people drawing those conclusions together, or making those comparisons, that you can make a website like poor Ross Ulbricht did and get 2.5 or 2 life sentences plus 40 years with no victim. And the only victim that they even the prosecutor is even named, he is even on Ross's side and said, no, that's not how it was. Like, Ross does not belong in prison, but he gets 2 life sentences plus 40 years. Ghislaine Maxwell gets 20 years and R. Kelly gets 30. I'll be honest, I don't know jack beans about R. Kelly. I remember his name when I was a kid, in the 90s and 2000s, I think. I know nothing about the guy. It's just the way I learned about who R. Kelly was. This will tell you how dense I was and how old I am. About 10 years ago, there was a song by Macklemore called Thrift Shop, I think. And he said there's a line in there that says, smells like R. Kelly sheets. Piss. And I hadn't a clue who R. Kelly was or what the reference was, but I've since learned. That's how, head in the sand I've been my whole life. Well, I like your alien. Do you believe in Area 51? Thank you. And I'm sure it's a real place. I have no idea what's in there. I do like conspiracy theories. I believe it's a real place. As to what's in there, I really don't know. I haven't a clue. Sienna Price. Not trying to take sides, but I'm not mad at Brian, and I'm not mad at you either. I don't even hate the guy. I'm not mad at him either. I think it's great. I think he appears really mad at me. He called me a fucking liar. Those are his words. Like that moron a while ago, calling me a bitch or something. He's just wrong. He's mad at me, and I don't know what I could have possibly said that I don't know the guy. Like, I don't know. We'll see here in a couple of days. Why do you drive all the way to Orlando just for the airport? Because Orlando is the closest one that goes to Texas with non-stop flights. Fort Lauderdale is actually a hell of a lot closer. It's like 45 minutes away, but he would have had to make, I think, 1 or 2 stops, and it would make the trip in one way an extra 6 hours or something. So it's no big deal. Hell, I'm used to that. I mean, that was a gravy train. That was like making half a trip to San Antonio like I used to do. I don't hate the guy, says Hannah. I don't know what he has in store for Saturday, though. I hope he doesn't scold us. Well, I can't control what he says, what he does. I have no idea. He said he's going to address the audience more than me. He says he's going to wipe the floor with me and prove basically that I am a fucking liar. Those are his words. So we shall see. I have no idea. Faye Teeter. Well, where is Brian? And I thought he was going to be here tonight. No, he can only do it. I asked him to be here tonight, but he's that was a cheap, low blow he gave me as well. Unlike you, Caleb Everett, I've got a real job and I don't get off till 10 o'clock. So I can only do it on Saturday or Sunday. I said, okay, that's right. You did say that. So how about Saturday? He said, sure, you're on. Tell your audience that I'm going to make your numbers go up and wipe the floor with you, you fucking liar. Something like that. It's going to be fun. Yeah, that's Saturday night. Sienna says, holy crap. So the R. Kelly thing was recent. I heard one of the DJs talking about it on satellite radio on Pop 2K. No, he's been around forever. I think he's older than I am. His accusations go back, I'd say at least 20 years, maybe 30. He's been in like trouble with the law for many years. I don't remember how much because it's just not really my thing to keep up with. But yeah, he seems like a real scumbag. As I don't think he's going to get a lot of sympathy from anybody. Please let me in. No, I'm not going to do that right now. Dylan Kelly, thank you for being live on your channel. I'll be keeping up. I'm from Tampa, Florida. Oh, cool. So you're just like 2 hours in like northwest from me. I'm in Okeechobee, the big gigantic lake. Angel Sosa, how was your day? I'm just now catching my breath, Angel. It was like really, really like balls to the wall. I don't know what's going on in the news. I've barely had time to even look at my phone. Tamara Metcalf, hello. How are you, Tamara? I'm not going to lie, but I'm a bit nervous. I hope he doesn't have anything bad to say about me. I hope he didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why he would. He's mad at me. Panna, I don't understand what it means to have a real job. Well, I don't work in the oil field anymore like I used to. I talk on the internet and I get paid for, my stuff. And, I've got other side jobs that I do that I don't really talk about much. And I just assume that like so many other people, like the super trolls do, that they just, since I don't talk about it, they think that I just don't have and I don't have a 9 to 5 anymore, but those 5,000 field jobs that I put in over a course of 25 years in the field as a Caterpillar diesel engine field service mechanic. I drove well over 1 million miles in my career. Hell, maybe 2 million. I don't know. It was a bunch. I went through a lot of pickups. That doesn't count for anything. I just need to go get a real job, I guess, as he would say. Tamara, I'm good. Glad to see you on again. Well, I'm glad to be here. This is really fun. Even though this isn't a real job, this is much more fun, and it's a lot more easy on my poor joints. The older I get, the harder life is. Hence the reason. Oh, today was picture day. I am ripped and sweet, man. And I'm officially down today. 185 pounds. That's right. I went from big Tubby McTubberson, fat ass Caleb Leverett of 221 pounds back in August 21st of last year. My first weigh-in when I started working out December 3rd of last year, I was 221 pounds. And today I weighed in at 185.1, and I'm just damn proud of myself. The brain fog is gone. I am fully recovered from my alcoholism. I've decided to call officially, since I didn't get any objections. I didn't really ask a whole lot, but I've talked to the kids about it a little bit, and a couple other people. I've decided to call this the Recovered Podcast because I am recovered from alcohol. I am recovered from the worst part of the family court. I am recovered from being a fat ass with very, very poor agility. The brain fog is gone. I have absolutely not the slightest desire to drink alcohol or buy alcohol or go buy alcohol or be around people with alcohol. I occasionally go to restaurants, not very often because it's too damn expensive, and I see people have alcohol around me. It doesn't faze me in the least. Facebook just loves pressing more and more alcohol ads. The more I get anti-alcohol on Facebook, the more they keep pushing those things. They're little pushers that they are. It doesn't bother me in the least, which is why I say I don't. Okay, y'all, I'm not skipping anybody on purpose, okay? I got called a little bitch already. Angel, why you keep skipping? I'm not trying to skip anybody. I'm just this is my podcast, and I can only go so fast. I can only catch so many comments. Just be glad there's only 30 something people in here. And when I first started doing this, there was like 200 or 300 people in here, and the comments just went. I had to like catch them and just randomly grab them. I'm trying my best. I mean, basically, I'm just hitting them just as fast as I can. Tamara, it's real hot, or it's real, just not what everyone wants it to be. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Tori, Fauci. Ooh, that's almost a cuss word. If anything was a cuss word in my family, it'd be that dickhead Fauci. Fauci has much worse Rona symptoms. Yes, Dr. Fauci, get sick and what's that tell you about how safe you'd be after the jabby jab? Yeah, Mr. Fauci, Mr. Time Magazine's sexiest old ass of the whatever he got. That little short sawed off prick that was on the news and on our screens for 2 effing years, telling us how scared we're supposed to be. And now the doctor himself has got the Rona. It's just ridiculous. The gamer Richard YouTube, fancy a beer? Nope. Nope, not even a little bit. It's Karen. Caleb's so sexy. Yeah, I said it. I say it every time. Okay, thank you. Please stop trying to make me blush. Diane Steele's oil fields. Yes. I was born and raised in the West Texas oil fields, a little shithole, stinky, smelly, horrible, rotten town called Odessa, Texas. That is where the Parker movie was filmed, and the primary, by far, the primary primary jobs or business there. There's a word I'm looking for. I just had a brain fart. Is oil, drilling for oil in the ground. They'd have drilling rigs, hundreds of them, sometimes thousands of them, drilling holes deep, deep, deep into the ground. They're called oil wells. And these rigs ran on diesel powered engines. 95% of them were all Caterpillar brand. And a Caterpillar is my specialty, particularly the old school, Caterpillars. Sorry, please don't be mad. I'm not mad. I noticed there's and maybe I didn't mean to come across that way. It's just that little prick called me a bitch or a shithead or whatever he called me. It just like irritated me. I usually don't. Here lately, I haven't had hardly any of that. Everyone's really cool. Tamara, working for YouTube. Hello. Oh, well, yeah, it's a job, and I like it. It's a hell of a lot easier on my back. Why do you think Fauci is a moron? Because he's a doctor. He's a medical doctor who pushed the jabby jabs and the face diapers for 2 years so much that he scared the hell out of everybody, and it made them all think that the sky was falling. And so bad that it shut down the economy and ruined lives. And I personally know people who lost loved ones who were not necessarily got the Rona, but they were old already. They're all in an old folks' home. And she wasn't, one in particular, she wasn't even allowed to go touch her father ever the whole time. And bless their hearts, he passed away. And they never got to touch. She couldn't even go see him half the time. If they did, it's through a fucking glass. So yeah, fuck Fauci. I can't stand that son of a bitch. I'm glad he's got it. I hope it's not kind to him. Diane Steele's sooner have those ads. I only get funeral plans and will writers ads. I assume you mean the ads on YouTube. I have no idea. Those ads on YouTube, that's going to be kind of like geared to whatever they think you want to see. He's going to push the pills next for Big Pharma, probably. Probably so. I bet you he does. And there's still some brain dead people out there just going to, oh, Anthony Fauci, I must follow. Fauci's the highest paid asshole on the government payroll. He literally, that's not, I mean, he's kind of being funny, but I read that his salary is like literally more than the president's. His salary is like, I don't know, 800 grand or something. The president's only what, 450,000 a year, something like that. Me too. Actually, I'm just whatever you want. If you want to get it, go get it. I really don't care if you go get the jabby jab. Like, go have at it. I don't care how many, if you want to wear 15 masks and duct tape it all sealed shut while you're at it in your car by yourself, all you want to, go right ahead. Just stop pushing this shit on the rest of us. You know, like weirdly enough, my body, my choice. This is my body. It's my choice. Leave me alone. Rona. Yeah. Corona, not the beer, but the bug that makes you sick. Yeah, I have to be careful what I say. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go, Brandon. That is hilarious. I live in Texas. It is so hot here right now. I came from Texas. I know which part of Texas though, because if you're in southeast or east Texas, it's hot, but not as hot. But the humidity's almost as bad as Florida. If you're in West Texas, the shithole I'm from, it can get well over 110 in the summer, and I know y'all are burning up. Oh no, I'm an anti-fracker. Fracker, as in fracturing, like for oil. Yeah, that is a huge debate. Though there's a lot of sand deposits out in West Texas that we used to call them sand hills, and there's some of them that we used to play in as kids. They've just been there since the beginning of time. They're gone. Like these people bought up all this sand, like you'd see in the desert, like something off Indiana Jones. That's how it was in West Texas, or it is. And they bought the mineral rights and everything to the land, and they were using that sand to pump down the holes. And there's literally entire, like hundreds of acres in some areas just gone. They just shoveled every bit of it and pumped it down thousands of oil wells. Who knows what it's doing down there to the formation. I live in Fort Worth, and it is hot here. Parker's in Fort Worth. He's told me it's very hot. That's so cruel how a lot of people have been offed by the government. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what they do. I mean, look at the David Koresh stuff, and look at Ruby Ridge, and hell, for that matter, look at Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, they did him in, and they didn't win. I mean, they won the criminals. They're found not guilty in the criminal, but in the civil suit, they were found guilty. And more people died of starvation in third world countries than Rona suicide numbers were so high because of the BS Rona. Yeah, there was meme after meme. Everything was getting marked as Rona. There was a joke. The coolest meme I ever saw was this. It looked like it was a breaking news, and it was a picture of a man in a mask that was free falling from he was in a parachute, and it said, "Man dies of Rona after his parachute failed to open." And when that came out, we all just died laughing. The Weather Kids. I started YouTube last month. Well, nice. How's the Weather Kids channel doing? What's your shtick? Are your oil companies twinned with gas? It just depends on what formation they're drilling in. There are some that are strictly crude oil, and there are some that are strictly gas. Those are usually a lot deeper wells, like 30, 40, 38,000 feet. And then there's some that are just, kind of in between. A little bit of gas, a little bit oil. Mary Townsend, yeah, everybody. Gee, money, Christmas. This is driving me bonkers. Everybody do what you want, and everybody leave each other alone. Yeah, that's pretty much the golden rule. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Do unto thy fellow carbon-based life forms as you would have them do unto you. Treat people okay. Treat people nice is the way you'd like to be treated. Panna, I must say, I feel like wearing a mask makes people feel worse than getting... Oh, I feel like wearing a mask makes people feel worse than getting the bug. It should. It's a restriction. It's a natural restriction. Our bodies, if we're designed to have the restriction like that indefinitely, the way Fauci was pushing it for years, then our bodies would have just naturally done that. They're not meant to do that. There's those hairs in our nose and mucus that catches particles, and we pick them and blow them and cough up phlegm, and we excrete things to shit that it catches to get it out of the way. We have immune systems. I know that's a creepy, wild thing to think about, but the hell, I'm even a product of public school, and I know that. Houston, wet, hot, miserable. Yep, that's where Hayden just got back from. It's just like a sauna. Diane Steele's Big Pharma, big bucks, corrupt as fuck that business. Yep, pretty much. I'm not saying I'm anti-Western medicine. I'm not. If it's a last resort and for temporary or for a permanent use, but I'm one of those weird guys, really weird guys. I'm 45 years old. I have 0 prescriptions. I don't drink alcohol. I don't take any drugs of any kind. I don't. Well, my snuff, my dip snuff. That's about the worst. That's about the only thing I take. I know people my age and way younger, like 10 years younger than me. They're on 2, 3, 4 different bottles of pills. I'm like, God dang! You know that you don't realize that shit's not good for your liver. Like there's like warning labels on that stuff. Miriam, why did the judge force you to send Parker back to his mother? Personally, I think he got his feelings hurt. He got butt hurt. That's what I think. There was a comment that I made on that the Parker movie years ago, and I've told this story before. I'll just make it real short. I was getting irritated at people just bickering back and forth, attacking Parker, and whatever. And I made the comment, fuck the judge, fuck the mom, fuck me, and fuck you. This is not about anybody but my son Parker. And he made me read that aloud. Her lawyer printed out. Oh, Brad Miller, he got me good. They printed out that comment. It made me read it to the judge as if I was even thinking about Judge Dinwiddie. I didn't know his name. I hadn't a clue that I was going to wind up in court over this, much less him. And he took that so personally. He got so butthurt. Like it was just ridiculous. Even my lawyer's like, I don't quite understand. Like, why? I mean, that talk about just fragile. Can take no criticism at all. So where's Elon Musk? That is my main concern in the world. Hasn't posted on Twitter for over a week. Well, he did predict if he disappeared that he said something. That guy, I promise you, he's got dead man switches. If something nefarious happened to him, the literal richest man in the world, being as mouthy as he is, if something happens to him, I promise you, he's got dead man switches. For those of you wondering what a dead man switch is, it's something where it's set to go off in the event that Elon, for instance, isn't there to make sure it doesn't go off. Like, as long as I get home from work every day and, say, stick my hand here and, make sure this switch is on here. If that doesn't get done, it is an automatic switch that, it releases information that somebody doesn't want released. I promise he does. Kerbal Productions. The California bullshit is counterproductive. Trying to ban oil. Factories will have to pump more dirty oil and coal to charge those batteries. Yeah, I'm not anti electric vehicle. I'm just, the government obviously has got a gigantically long track record of being completely inefficient. And California is amongst the worst of the worst. I've just found out not too long ago that California is literally banning almost all internal combustion engines, new sales, period. Like, you can't buy like a pickup unless it's electric. And somebody posted a picture of a dealership tag of a Ford F-150. It was like $120,000 or $175,000. What? Those politicians that are on the news. Oh, if you don't like it, I mean, everybody can always just go get electric. You don't have to buy any gas at all. Yeah, just go buy an electric car. Just, I drive a pickup because I need it for my job. Oh yeah, instead of $50,000, I'll just gotta go drop $175,000. All righty then. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And Dan and Karen back in Fort, I currently have C19, even though I was V'd. but perhaps my symptoms were milder because of the V. It's hard to tell. You know, Dannon, I'm curious. And I know you're a very intelligent person. Like I can just tell you've been on here long enough. Um, Ketchup has literally tested for C19. Like, are you sure you got it? Are you sure it's not, just the flu, just a different strain of the flu? I mean, my whole entire life, people have had flu season and lots of people died. And my whole entire life, there was always different strands and they were always coming with different vaccines and people wanted to get them or not get them. And it just wasn't any big deal. Like literally hundreds of thousands of people would die every single year, and it never really made the news. Maybe they're a little bit at the hospital. A lot of people, it's flu season, had a few casualties. Nothing like what we saw here. Like, I'm not saying you don't have it, but I'm still not convinced that it's not. I mean, really, I better not get too far off, and I'm going to piss some people off. I'd rather catch it again than get a round of some government financing experimental V's. Yep, me too. There's running jokes that those of us with unV'd sperm are going to be more valuable than Bitcoin someday. Or it's mine. Good luck getting to it because my balls are cut. Yeah. It's so fun making jokes about it. Jason Barrickman. Just ate broccoli mac and soup Panera from Yolks. Okay. Cool. He probably went into hiding after he got caught on Amber Heard. Oh, Elon, did y'all see that part where they they played that clip of Johnny? Or no, it wasn't a clip. It was an email or a text or something that he sent to somebody. He was pissed. And he kept calling him mollusk, crooked dick, Elon mollusk. I thought it's hilarious. Yeah, he kind of was like the porcelain man, Elon, whenever the Amber Heard stuff went through, because he didn't exactly look like a decent guy in that, but he's just the porcelain man. Nothing stuck to him. Panna, how did you work in over 110-degree weather in an oil field in the summer? I hurt myself. I got overheated a lot. Loads and loads and loads and loads of ice water. Like I would have this big old thing of just a cooler, those Yeti type. Mine was a knockoff. And I'd have to fill it up a new bag of ice every 2 days. And I would get in after sweating, leave my truck running, park in the shade. It's still hot. I'd just stick my entire arms in there and just hold it for as long as I could. And then, stick it on my neck. Wasn't fun. Kerbal Productions, the cleanest, most efficient form of energy is nuclear and methane. That and clean oil we can't produce ourselves is the way of the future for energy. Methane's just a byproduct of crude oil, basically, in a nutshell. Nuclear, I've heard that. I've heard people say that it's really, really clean, except for that tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of nuclear radioactive material that is spent. And what you do with that, you got to have a long, very long-term plan to dispose of it, like lots of concrete and really secluded from humans, animals, water. I have to be. You seem to Kerbal Production. You seem to know quite a bit about that. I'm assuming you do about nuclear energy. What are your thoughts about the Fukushima water that's being? They use ocean water to cool the reactor core. And something I've heard, reactor cores are getting a little too hot and they're seeping nuclear stuff, material. Obviously, I'm not a nuclear person, and it's leaking into and poisoning the ocean. What are your thoughts on that? I was joking at work about the stash they have of government cheese still. Wait until they send us out the government bugs to eat. Dickhead Gates wanting us to eat bugs and printed meat. Karen, my kids tested positive, but didn't show any symptoms at all. See, isn't that not the damnedest thing? And that was one of the symptoms. They said on the news with a straight face, one of the symptoms of the big scary beer bug virus is you may not have any symptoms. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that just made perfect sense to most people. I was like, what? The symptom you're sick is you're not showing any symptoms you're sick? It made no sense. By that definition, everybody's sick. I'm perfectly well. I haven't been sick in 10 years. Like literally, or maybe longer now, maybe 12 years. It's been a long time since I was sick, like with anything. So by that definition, I have no symptoms. I must be sick. They are jumping around. Their comps are jumping quick. I'm sitting on my hands slightly, still paying last fine for direct action against Quadrilla. I'm a Jerry activist. What in the world? I usually follow you, Diane. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't a clue. You caught me off guard here. Did one of your kids get a hold of your phone? Are they pranking me? Tori, the train will come through in 10 minutes. Yeah. Jason and that damn train. Hello, Elon Musk laughed for hours. I did too. I thought it's hilarious. And he still won. Johnny, he went on a rant, and he still won. It's kind of like when I called that arresting cop that arrested Blaine right in front of my very eyes after I called an ambulance for him for his allegations that his stepfather had laid hands on him. And they arrested him. When I called him a motherfucker in front of those 9 cops that showed up in court, in Judge Billingsley's court when I got blamed, and I still won. So Johnny, I know how he feels. He's like, they got all that crap, and I still won. Anas Mozeb, I probably mispronounced that, and I apologize. Gonna need those potassium iodide tablets. Ooh, do tell. I don't know what that means. What do potassium iodide tablets do? The train is adorable. We actually recorded to the kids are adorable. Yeah, exactly. A virus with no symptoms. I don't even know what that means. Doctor, I'm sick. Okay, what are your symptoms? I've got no symptoms. You've got COVID-19. What is your opinion on people getting arrested for not quarantining after testing positive for the beer bug? I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think the powers that be that force that on people should be prosecuted and punished to the highest degree, imprisoned, and anybody that was just following orders that just went along with it. I just think it's criminal what they did. This rarely happens. There have been three serious nuclear accidents. There is no real amount of nuclear water causing harm. We're never going to get 0 deaths. It's mostly Simpson stereotypes. I tend to believe you. Again, I don't know anything about it. If you don't mind me asking, Kerbal Productions, do you have extensive, do you work in this field, or is this something like a hobby? How do you know this stuff? Because I'm fascinated by Chernobyl. There's been a few movies made about that. I watched a low budget one here a couple years ago. It had Chernobyl in the name, but I can't remember exactly what it's called. And it was actually pretty real. It was pretty good. Like, it was creepy. There was I think speaking of Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson, no, he wasn't in it, but he had a song in it. If y'all want to Google it, look up a Chernobyl movie, Marilyn Manson cover song or theme song or something like that. If you want to find the movie, and it was the most. Most stories have an introduction, a plot, a climax, and a resolution. This one went. It was the most depressing ending, the most perfectly mastered. Whoever thought to put Marilyn Manson as the theme music was brilliant because it fit it perfectly. You get done watching the movie and going, there's no hope. That was the most depressing thing I'd ever seen since Parker versus the Man. I feel like it's a little funny that Amber's parents didn't even support her when she went to trial with Johnny. Yeah, there's some. Amanda was telling me some stuff about that. Something was going on there with her parents, and I don't know enough about it to really comment on it. Why does it do that? Doozer 619. Are you aware of people stealing catalytic converters from vehicles? Yes, that's actually been on the news, and in Houston, that's a big business. Those catalytic converters do, because of the metal that's in them, the rare earth metals that does the ionization of the carbon and it uses heat to somehow it changes the electrons, and it's still carbon, but that's how they like filter it or use it to filter. Whatever they use, it's a rare earth metal, and so they're extremely expensive, and people are like, they can melt it down, and I don't know how much, like say get $100 or $500 worth of this metal, but to buy a new catalytic converter gets stolen, there's like 8 or 10 grand. So yeah, there's people stealing them left and right. I mean, what do you expect? We're in a recession. Inflation's going through the roof. Stagflation is a real and imminent threat, and the prices of everything going up: rent, food, shelter, and people are broke, so they're stealing shit like that. Now, steals loads nicked on my estate here in UK CatsCon. Okay, I'm gonna translate. I finally figured out Diane is British. Lots of things were stolen on her property here in the UK. CatCons, I'm not sure of that. I'll never forget when I learned what nicked means. It means steal. That's what British people use for steal. There's this famous line in one of the Harry Potter movies whenever the Weasley twins were talking about where they got the Marauders map. Nicked it from Filch's office, of course, 3rd year. I love my Brits. They're so much fun. Y'all are so entertaining. Dylan Delgado Carter there. I don't know what that means. Karen, what time or last time I caught the flu was way worse than catching the C word. Yeah, like the last time I got the flu, I was married. I've been divorced over 10 years. I was married for the last time in 2008, so it was like 2009, the last time I got barf sick. Like I hadn't had a cold or I hadn't had anything. Where is Carter? Who's Carter? Parker? I don't know. He's probably at home. Tory Jerry activist is like Australia slang or what? I don't know. That's what I was asking her, and she might have explained it, but maybe that's what catcons mean. I'm not sure. I'm just being silly. We're 50 minutes in. I'm going to go an hour today, I think, and then I'm going to. I feel bad because this is my. Well, let me get to this. Michaela, I feel like it's a little funny that Amber's parents didn't even support her. Well, okay, did I? Oh shit, I'm way behind. I got to that. Okay, Kerbal production is just a hobby. I look into this stuff on my own time. I have no nuclear background or career. Okay, maybe that's cool. I mean, I'm not saying that's good or bad either way. I was just curious. I don't have a degree in family court stuff, but I'm kind of an expert in how to deal with the bastards. Bunny R, nothing makes sense anymore. Well, isn't that just the most cynical and true statement? Honestly, I can't stand the train at midnight. I'm trying to catch, and it's like way too loud to sleep. And you and your trains, dude. Mary Townsend, politicians and gov don't get their pockets lined by nuclear. Ooh, interesting. I don't know about that. Maybe not the nuclear plant power energy sector of it, but I know for a fact that Russians and Americans are very, very, very armed to the teeth with nukes, as George W. used to say. Nuclears. We got nuclear power. So I would assume it has roughly the same technology, same type of people involved, and Americans and Russians and a few others have like billions of dollars worth of that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Might be interesting to talk about. What's going on in that Kayla on Crack and Dungeon Dungness crabs tonight with the Corona? I have no idea what a Dungness crab is. It sounds terrible, but it may be nice. I'm running late, and I'm trying to. What I was saying earlier is, this is my third week of trying my absolute best to grow my audience and grow my little fledgling podcast by being promptly on at 8:00, Monday through Friday at minimum. Last Saturday I came on so I could have the debate with Brian. This Saturday I've got to come on and have my debate with Brian, and I was late today. I was an hour late, and I'm just kind of kicking myself because of it. I don't know. I'm tired of doing half-assed things. I've done enough half-assed things in my life. I want to do something right and on time and the best of my ability, and I haven't yet. Or I was late. Catching COVID was like a mini vacation. I wasn't sick, but got to stay home from work for like 3 weeks. I do not understand why this. I guess the comments are just going so fast. They move so. This usually is not a problem with me. Like, it's usually not at all. Dan, and I did think I had the flu or pneumonia until I tested positive. Whoever's correct, I'm just glad my illness wasn't as severe as it could possibly have been. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, I can. You seem like a very honest and person. Like, I guess I have no choice but to believe you, or at least you believe what you say. I just don't believe the TV and Fauci. I don't believe any of that crap ever was of any abnormal of a threat as it usually is every year that I've been alive. I believe the mind can harm the body if the mind is corrupted. I truly believe that. I think our minds are more powerful than the average person thinks they are. I think 2020 and 2021 was just a prime example of mass hysteria. I think that was the biggest demonstration of mass hysteria the world has ever seen. People thought they were sick and they got sick. People thought they were dying. They were just scared. It changes you. When you're that scared and that anxious and that nervous, something's going to get me. Something just like fraidy cats. And I just never bought it. After about the first week, maybe the second week, I thought, this is all horseshit. Somebody's pissed. Somebody wants their money back. Something needs that. They got to make something tragic happen to reset everything. That's just what the powers that be do. I never fell for it. I never changed my habits. I didn't wash my hands any more or less than I did in any other time in my life. Hell, I'm surprised I never got as much as I drank. I quit drinking in 2020. When most people were going to the bottle, I got rid of the bottle. And even while I was drinking, and alcohol does suppress your immune system. I guess my steady diet of lemons and limes and, lots of vitamin C, and I ate relatively good. I wouldn't say I ate the best, nowhere near what I eat now. But yeah, the last 2 years, I didn't change any habits. Never wear a stupid face diaper. None of that stuff. Like when I went to a public restroom, I've not sat on the toilet since as long as I can remember. When I'm done, I wash my hands, and then if they don't have paper towels, I just dry them all. I don't use those air blower things. I use my pinky to open up the door, and then I just, kind of do my best to, wipe it. I know that's not necessarily sanitary, but I don't touch the handle to flush it. I don't plop my ass down on a public toilet, but I've never done that, like ever. And again, I never changed my habits. And I went places. I'd walk in stores. Everybody's in those silly face diapers, and I didn't change any of my habits. Just everything was just like normal. And if it was really that bad, then why, to this day, middle of 2022, it's almost the second half of 2022, like here in a couple of days, it'll be July 1st. Why have I not gotten sick? They told me this. I mean, bodies were just piling up as far as the eye can see. I've not seen any of it. What's your opinion on Bernie Sanders? I think Bernie Sanders is a man who honestly believes the crap that comes out of his mouth. He believes in socialism. I think he's an honest man. I think he really believes that. I don't think he's a typical dishonest politician. Which is why why some people see the appeal. I see the appeal in him for some people, but commies are going to commie, and I'm just not a communist. And this makes me curious if you have ever heard of Skylar Mack case in the Caribbean, where she was arrested for going on vacation, going out of quarantine after 2 days, then had to spend Christmas in jail. Did that happen? Okay, that was the Caribbean. No, I'm not familiar with that particular case. I remember a friend of mine telling me about somebody in Ireland got on a boat and went across the bay or whatever over to the mainland to be with their girlfriend or boyfriend. I can't remember. And they got caught. And I don't remember what happened to them. But at the time, it was the height of the pandemic. And the normies that were all scared to death, just dousing themselves in that crap they're putting on their bodies and wrapping their faces. They were eating them alive. I don't know if they're still in jail or not. Chernobyl Diaries, I guess that's the one, where they had the mutant pigs and the mutant humans at the end. And everybody dies. I think there's a Chernobyl Diaries. It was awful. It's good, but it was terrible to watch. I thank you for giving people like us this place to come in, and I'm here to help give opinions and what little insight I can. Well, yeah, I'm happy to do it. It's fun. This is fun to me. I enjoy it. Diane, yay, finally found the notification bell. Woo! Do they hide it? Is it only my channel that it gets hidden? Because there's loads of people with far fewer subscribers than I've got, like a quarter of the subscribers. And I'll occasionally, just to check a comparison, they don't even have 100,000 subscribers. They'll have 6 or 8,000 people in there. It's like, okay, I don't know what I've done to my channel. Again, it has been nice getting to know these people. Diane's a little newer here. I think Karen's been in here a time or two. I recognize her. Jason's been around for a while, probably longer than, or as long as Panna. Pepe D's nuts in here tonight. He's been on my live since I started going live. But it is kind of nice when there's fewer people here, because I feel like I can kind of know everybody. But at the same time, I do want my message out. I do want to grow my podcast. It's July 1st on my calendar. You must be okay. You are in UK, I guess. So it's 10:01 here, so it's 3 a.m. in UK. Today's only. I thought today's the last day of June. I'll be damned. I thought. Okay, July is 31. Yeah, today's the last day. Karen, yeah, I thought it was so crazy when COVID started that they had all these commercials about people washing their hands. I was already doing that. Yeah, and I was already wiping my butt and brushing my teeth. And tomorrow, boys and girls, we're going to start shapes. It was dumb. You probably already had it, just didn't know it because you weren't tested. If I did have it, I had absolutely no symptoms whatsoever. Do you think Joe Biden is doing a good job as president? I think Joe Biden is doing good just to get out of bed. No, he's just another clown. Just like the other clown and the clown before him and the clown before him and the clown before him. I just don't believe any of that. I don't trust them. That's just what it boils down to. But no, it might almost be criminal what they did to Joe Biden. He is obviously not all there. Like, it's so blatantly obvious. He is not all there. He is old. I mean, the dude's old. And he doesn't seem to know where he is half the time. To make him run for president, he's already vice president. Like, he was Barack Obama's vice president 4 elections ago, or is it 3 elections ago? And no, I don't. This podcast crap is rotting my brain. Can't listen to you anymore. All right, cool. See you, Nicholas B. Have a good day. I don't think Biden is the actual president, Mary. Yeah, I'm not even sure. We might be witnessing this whole weekend at Bernie's in real life, maybe. Oh my goodness, a £1.99 super sticker from Diane Steele. Well, Diane, thank you very much. I hadn't got a super sticker in like ages. Did you catch my little pun there? Ages. That's usually only a thing that Brits say. Ages. Loads. I don't think Biden. Okay, already got there. Joe Biden is doing good. Well, no wonder you don't like me. I didn't compliment your team, Nicholas. You like Team A. Some people like Team B, and I just kind of like PP and the Cheerios of both teams. I don't like any of the teams. I don't like I said, I don't think there's anything. The coolest thing about Joe Biden is how many magical memes the people come up about him. With the golden lag hairs that stand up and the kids want to touch them, and the little kids sniffing, all the gross kid sniffing that guy does. The dude literally said himself when someone asked him about "Let's go, Brandon." Oh yeah, let's go, Brandon. He said it himself. That's literally a Joe Biden quote. Let's go, Brandon. You can literally put it in quotes because he literally said it when someone asked him about it or something, or shouted it. Maybe they're trolling. That's what it was. They're trolling. And he said, yeah, let's go, Brandon. He's just clueless. He just doesn't know where he's at. I don't think he does. And if he really is genuinely sick, it'd be terrible if I was laughing at that. If he really is, but it's just cruel if he's really sick, they shouldn't have put him up on the ticket like that. I just don't think that was the thing to do. Pap smear. Fuck Joe Biden. Yes, sir, Bob. Michaela, you just cracked me up. Caleb, you just crack me up sometimes. What did I say? Zoom, how you doing tonight? I'm doing well, getting better. A minute or an hour and 5 in. Biden 2024. How old is that guy? Like, he's got to be 79 or 80. So that's 2 more years. He'll be 81, 82. And then he has to campaign. Yes, he'll be the incumbent, assuming he's still around. He'll be the incumbent, so he gets a little bit of a break there. But he will, if he makes it, he will have to debate somebody. And I mean, his debating, it was bad 2 years ago. 2 years from now, who are they going to actually get? How is he going to be able to debate? I mean, Nicholas B., I'm curious, what do you love about Joe Biden? I'd love to hear it. What does Joe Biden, what has he done that inspires you to say something like that? TOG, Caleb, does this make any sense to you? Pre-Russian sanctions, we got 2% of our gasoline from Russia. The gas prices go up by 300%. I don't know if those numbers are correct. I'm really not even sure how much gasoline U.S. actually imports. I'm not even sure they import any gasoline. I know now they're back to importing and exporting crude oil, but there's loads of gasoline. I say loads. There's several. There's a bunch. In Texas alone, there's like 2 in West Texas. There's one in Big Spring and one in, well, I know there's one in Houston, maybe several in Houston. I think there's one in Corpus, I think. Gasoline comes from there, but the gas prices go up by 300%. Yeah, that's pretty close. I remember seeing gas right before I left Texas at about $1.59, $1.69. The last year Trump was in office. Not that, he necessarily has anything to do with the price of gas, but something's happened. There's one theory out there that since they shut the world down, most people weren't driving anything. The oil company stocks went to crap for like a year and a half. Now the oil company stocks are well above pre-shutdown days, and maybe they're just getting what they wanted no matter what. I really don't know. I think there is obviously something nefarious. I just don't know what it is. Anything I would be saying on that would just simply be speculation. Do you know anyone personally that was so scared due to Corona? You don't have to get into it, just wondering in general. Yeah, just almost everybody that, well, not everybody. I mean, my rowdy ass friends, I hang around a bunch of, anarchists mostly, and, none of us fell for it, like none, but yeah, like normies, like everywhere, that people that just, watch local news and go to sports games all the time. And most of those, yeah. I mean, even Trump, y'all know, y'all don't want to hear this. You Trump lovers out there, even Trump, he was a big proponent of the V's, the jabby jabs. Started Operation Warp Speed and said how wonderful it was that he got it and was encouraging people to get it. And I don't know. Yeah. And people just went out and got that silly jab. And it's only because they were that scared. They were just scared to death that they don't want to die because the TV said everybody's dying. The TV said there's a toilet paper shortage. And that just, what did that do? It caused the toilet paper shortage. I don't know why these comments, I think I'm at the bottom and all of a sudden it just shoots up a bunch of them. Here's a name I've not seen yet. Where's Waldo? Texas becomes its own I assume that meant hope. I hope Texas becomes its own country again, and we let America deal with Biden. That would be great. I'm sure there are some people that would say Texas, its own country again. Texas had never been its own country. Yeah, it was. That's why it's called the Lone Star State. I think it'd be great. Texas break off, California break off, Florida break off, and then Maine, and New York, Montana, and then they all start breaking off. And eventually, I mean, that's an easy way to neuter the United States federal government. We wouldn't be Americans per se. We'd be North Americans because we live on this continent. But I would be a Floridian now. And people in Texas, their nationality would be Texan. I think that'd be awesome. And Texas is pretty damn big. So Texas could go ahead and bust up a little more, like, north, southeast. I mean, there's like all four different climates. It's that big. At least bust Texas up into 4 different places while you're at it. Karen, Biden seems like he is probably good people, but he's too old to be driving the country. Maybe. The dude's been a politician his whole fucking life. Like, literally, he's been in office over 50 years. I mean, what's his net worth? How do you get a job like that and not ever really do anything in the private sector? And I'm sure he's worth millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. Y'all see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Where's Parker? I don't know, dude. I'm sure he's home. He might still be at work, but I bet you, if I was guessing, I bet you he's at home. Hashtag fuck Donald Trump. Okay, yeah. I saw Snoop Dogg rapping about that. Biden did nothing with gas when COVID was bad. We all did not drive. Gas goes down. We all start driving again. Like now COVID has calmed down. Gas prices go up because all you people want to go places. Take a breath. Use some grammar, man. It helps, I promise. Dana, totally off topic. That's okay. But if anyone wants to watch Anne of Green Gables, you can only stream it on Gazebo TV. I'm rewatching it today. Yay! Yes, I'm a star of that. I own the DVDs, and I also had I don't know if it's still available, but I bought a subscription to Gazebo TV just to watch it because something happened. I wanted to watch it, and I was in my boat, and either my player wouldn't work or something happened, so I bought it. So wonderful. Yes, I might do. I'll tell you what. They do have occasionally these things where I can do these lives, but it's only for like members or only for certain people. Like maybe I'll do a members only thing where we'll watch Anne of Green Gables and rewatch them, and then we'll talk about each different. I think there's 3 or 4 parts, Dan, and I think there's 3. Talk about each part individually, and if you that way, because I know not everybody's into it, but if you really wanted to, I won't bore everybody else with regular stream, and we can talk about everything. Anne Shirley and Matthew Cuthbert and Marilla and Josie Pye and Gilbert. What's his name? Gilbert Blythe. Biden, me being sharper in his younger years, but my mom's only 68 and we don't let her drive. Yeah, but you watch some of his old stuff. He's a creep. He was a creep back then as well. Like racist creep on top of that. Like true story. It's there. I've seen it. It's like gross. Wasn't Joe Biden on that bicycle? Everyone I know watching that said it looks like a fit 30-year-old guy. Maybe it might actually be. There's always theories that there's different presidents of different countries always have doubles. Maybe that might not have been. That'd be interesting. I love conspiracy theories. The tinfoily hatter, the the better. Michaela switch from top chat to live chat. I'm not sure what y'all talking about. Biden may have been sharper. I mean, he hasn't always. He's been a lot sharper in the past, but I still think he's an evil person. Like he's talked some racist shit. I mean, you can't deny it. I know some people say Trump's racist too, and maybe he is. He's never struck me as. My only biggest beef with Trump is, what he said about his own daughter. He would date her if she wasn't his daughter. That was just like, bleh, bleh. I've never gotten over that. I saw Sienna said she lures it at. The comments are going so fast. Why is there so many more people here suddenly? Like it's later than usual. Sienna, I love Anne of Green Gables. I also recommend you watch The Secret Garden. It's a good film. Okay, I'm not familiar with that, but Anne of Green Gables is just one of my all-time favorites. If y'all want to know what influenced young Caleb Leverett, pre-corrupted Caleb Leverett, watch Anne of Green Gables, and that I would get so moved, especially when, well, I won't spoil it for those who haven't watched it. What happens to Matthew? I would get so moved in tears, and just watching her grow up, and that was his little girl, and just loved it so much. Diane Steele, that's how I found this channel, Doug, through watching the Parker video. That's usually how people find it. Occasionally, if people have told me, they find me through other means, not the Parker video first, which is always strange. Zeus, Romeo and Juliet, best movie ever, no cap. But okay, somebody, I know I'm old and I'm showing my gray hair here, but what does no cap mean? I've been going at this YouTube stuff for a long time, and only recently, like in the last 6 months, have I seen comments from people. They'd say something at the end, no cap. Well, what does that mean? Hey, cool. Tori became a member of a YouTube member of mine. I think I'm up to like 6 now or 5. Thanks, dude. Homemade KFC, congrats on 500,000 subs. Thank you, Homemade KFC. That was pretty cool. I'm curious, and I've had it since 2008. I don't really count it until like 2013. So 9 years. It took 9 years to get 500,000 subs. I wonder how longer it'll take to get to 1 million. Like what, 6 months or a year, or 20 years? I don't know. Holly Kate, I will say COVID is not something to mess with. I have long COVID now after getting it for the second time, and I've been miserable for months. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're sick. That sucks. I'm not saying I want to get sick. I just, the way they talked about it was so bad and so contagious, and it was just everywhere. I would have thought I'd had it by now. And if I did have it, someone said, well, maybe you had it and got over it and never had any symptoms. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. I was sick, but I wasn't sick. But I don't know. Yep, exactly how I found him. Doug Locke. I assume for y'all talking about the Parker movie. Sienna, I'm listening to The Secret Garden at bedtime on audiobooks. I'm not familiar with The Secret Garden. Where are we at? It just jumped. Never heard of Anne of Green Gables. Well, you heard it here first then, Michaela. Look it up. It was a mini-series back in the mid-'80s. And it is one of my favorite, greatest shows of all time. It's as good or better, or it's equally as good as Lonesome Dove with Robert Duvall. Tori, my new member, I think a good top as big as RVW is the border crisis and some of the tragic events that happen. I'm not sure what RVW is. No, that's RGB. I don't know what that is. Have you ever seen Dead Poet Society? It's one of my favorites. Was that the Robin Williams one? Dead Poet Society? No. Was it Robin Williams and Matt Damon, I think, maybe? I think I have, if I'm thinking of the right movie, but it's been a long time, and it was good. I love anything with Robin Williams. How's the kid that stood up to his parents been? Up Tui. He's great. He's grown. He's doing good. No cap basically means no lie. Oh. I can only assume somebody in a song started singing about it and it caught on. See what? Because why not just say no lie? But all right, thank you, Holly Kate. No cap basically means no lie. All right, cool. Are you a seafood guy? If yes, then what would you choose to eat for seafood dinner? I love seafood. It's just so damn expensive right now. Sushi, raw sashimi sushi. No, like I like the tuna, like the big fancy fish, the big night. I don't like squid and octopus, and I don't think those creatures are meant to be eaten by humans. I watched this. Speaking of octopi, I watched this documentary on Netflix a while back called My Octopus Teacher. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, My Octopus Teacher. And it was really shockingly good. I was not expecting how good that was. It was really good. Okay, it means you're not lying. Okay, cool. Oh, capping is lying. Has it always been like that? It's kind of like the term baby daddy. When I was a kid, and I don't remember ever hearing that. That's only the last, 10 years thing. Best movie, in my opinion, is Avatar. It's been so long that I think James Cameron made that, and they're actually coming out with part 2. But it's been like, what, 10 or 15 years since part 1 came out? Like, I don't even remember hardly what it was about. Just it's been so long. Diane Steele. I had Anne of Green Gables in literature class at school. I bet you. Actually, I'm kind of shocked. You're British. I had a British girlfriend, and she had never heard of it. But you are British, and you've had it in school, or UK, anyways, and you've had it in school. That's interesting because it's a Canadian film. Big John, are you a horror movie fan? Like Freddy Krueger, yeah. I mean, just for nostalgia reasons. I like scary movies, like highly suspense, like ghosts and stuff like that, and things that make you think. But there was this movie called Human Centipede. I watched like just a little tiny. I don't even know if the boys watched it years ago. They were young. They said it was absolutely fucking disgusting. No, I'm not that kind of horror fan. What is your favorite type of music? Just about anything made in the 90s. Rock, rap, some country. Yeah, quite a bit of country in the 90s. Most of my country is like older stuff from the 50s and 60s, maybe a little bit from the 70s. But like Guns N' Roses. I don't know why I always freeze up when people ask me stuff like that. And I can't think of them. I can't just rapid fire a bunch of names off the bat, but yeah, just about everything. Smashing Pumpkins. Anything came out in the 90s. That was when I grew up. I loved it. It's the void. Gas prices right now are ridiculous. Like here in Canada, I seen gas as high as $1.75. Well, I would imagine most of my audience is from the U.S. Not all, but y'all's Canadian dollar is a little bit different, and I don't know if that's. Do y'all sell it by the liter over there? I know in the UK they do sell it by the liter, and it's per pound, and a pound is about $1.30 worth of a dollar. So I love the movie War of the Worlds. The way they made the aliens is so cool. I don't think I've seen that. I know South Park made fun of them. War of Worldcrafts or Witchcraft or something like that. Sadly, allergic to seafood can kill me. I used to love big fish finger butties as a kid, though. What what the hell is a butty? I've never heard that one. Have you seen the girl who eats live octopus on YouTube? It's gross. Yes, I have it. It's disgusting. And one time I saw one where she was eating it and it was fighting back and it like sucked part of her face off and I fucking laughed because she fucking deserved it. I just don't. I think octopus are probably more intelligent than us in their own way. Watch that, Karen, if or whoever, watch that My Octopus Teacher. And I don't think you'll ever eat octopus again. They're too intelligent. They're not meant to be eaten. They're not like, cows. They're not. I know the vegans are going to yell at me for even saying that, but that's okay. Mary Townsend, I watched Anne of Green Gables on PBS. Well, I watched it because I'm so much more cool. Just kidding. I don't remember if it was on CBS, ABC, or NBC. It was on one of the three channels. The only three channels that anyone had back in the 80s. I watched it live as it was broadcast. And then I watched it with my mom. And I loved it so much. She bought me the VHS. And then as I got older, I bought myself the DVD. And then as I had kids, I bought it on Blu-rays. So the boys never really liked it because it was kind of, girly. I know it's girly, but it doesn't matter. Fuck off if you don't like it. London watched it with me one night when she was probably about 7 or 8, and I told her all about it. I told her I bought it, and we are gonna watch it together. And she's like, "Maybe, Daddy. I don't know." We started it probably the whole movie. All three of them is like 6 hours long. We started the movie like say 9 o'clock. Well, midnight came around, and I wanted to go to bed, and she said, "Daddy, don't you dare." Okay, we finished the second one, and then it's like 1 a.m. Daddy, put the other one on. Okay, London. So I stayed up till, I don't know, 3 or 4 a.m. or something crazy, and she just watched it and she bawled. And just to look down at her, the reaction on her face, to watch her go through those little 7-year-old emotions of love and caring and towards the themselves. A little girl she'll do it to me every time. Homemade KFC. Do you remember the show called Gilligan's Island? That predates me. I remember watching reruns of it. It was. I know what it's about. I never watched it that much. I even play musical instruments and I sing. I haven't put out public material on any platform though. Well, why not, Sienna? Put it out. Just throw yourself out there. LC. How's your week been? Simple question, but I hope everything is well. It's pretty damn good. It was a rough, long day today, but it's much better than it used to be in the Crooked Family Courts. I very seldom have bad days because every time I do think I'm having a bad day, I remember, oh yeah, I was in the family fucking court jail, so it wasn't that bad. Sandy, I'll take you out to the cheapest seafood restaurant. TOG octopus actually have the same intelligence as some dogs. If you ask me, some dogs are more intelligent than lots and lots of humans. Mary Townsend, leave pussy alone. It will kill you. It can. If you're dumb enough to go too far with it, yep, it sure will. I wouldn't know because I've been absent. I've been like no sex for years now. So I wouldn't know. We only had 3 channels, and PBS was our 4th channel, and we all thought it was the shit. Yep. And then, like old Jeff Foxworthy said, and then you all hated it when the president came on. Oh, it was on all 3 channels, and you couldn't change it ever. All the little kids were like, Jesus Christ, the fucking president's on. And now that I'm an old fart, I watch them all, whether I agree with any of their policies or not. I haven't really given a shit about presidential policies and watching that stuff since 2012 when Ron Paul ran. If that gives you any idea where I stand politically. Big John, as far as horror movies, you should watch Bad Moon. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. This is another thing I like about doing these podcasts and having this setup. It's because I know I like to go back and watch my previous ones to see what I did wrong or see how I can improve or something like that. And then when people like, say Big John here, he's recommending a movie, a big, Bad Moon, I can just pause it and, look it up real quick, see if that's something I'd be interested in. Steak is okay because cows are stupid. LO Caleb's about to get in trouble. I told you, I knew I would. I mean, you bring up diet and just the claws come out. Oh, you're not vegan. Oh, you're not vegetarian. Oh, you're not keto. Everyone's got their claws out over you. You can't even fucking eat right. You all wonder why I'm not religious. I can't worship the right God. Did that wrong. Can't marry the right woman. Did that wrong. Can't make the right kids. Apparently I did that wrong. Can't take care of my kids. I did that wrong. Can't eat right. I sure the hell did that wrong. Yep, Caleb's going to get in trouble. I got stand horror movies. They really get me going. A lot of people can't. They have to watch them with somebody if they watch them at all. Tiffany Finogle. Hi, Caleb. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm still going at an hour and a half, and I started an hour late after driving for 5 hours today. I went to my side job, and then I went to Orlando to get Hayden. It was over 5 hours. It's almost like reminiscent of packing my unhappy ass and driving it to San Antonio every other weekend. The entire trip I had to make myself because no one else ever had to make those trips. Maybe once or twice after I won custody of Blaine, I'll put Judge Billingsley, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, put a stop to all that shit. Have I ever mentioned how much I love Judge Sarah Kate Billingsley? I think I've mentioned that before. Have I or have I not? What's your favorite video game? Super Mario Brothers. That's the only one I can save the princess in. Not much of a gamer. I'm getting you repeating yourself now. Did you? Yeah, I'm probably that tired. You already said that about the no cap. I get it. I getting it all again. What the fuck? Maybe I just didn't remember. Now I remember it means no lie. It's just one of those weird things. Maybe I asked it, the other day and I didn't. Sometimes I ask a question and then I'll get to going and I'll never necessarily read. They might have put it in the comments, but I didn't read it. You remember Chiller Theater with Elvira? Yeah, I do. That vampire lady, the gigantic bazongas. Yeah, every boy my age loved her because we all stared right at her boobs. Every one of us. I think a lot of women did too, actually, to be quite honest. Refresh the page. Oh, again, talking about Holly's long COVID. Don't know what that means. Tiffany Finogle, you looking good. Well, thank you, Tiffany Finogle. This thing is jumping. It's pissing me off. Geez, why is my mind repeating everything? Oh, you're talking about you like, your comments. I don't know. You might just have to close it out. I'm probably about to get off anyways, Diane. I was out of voice when I got on because I ate, like, literally took the last bite like 20 seconds before it started. What is your opinion on ricers? Ricers are people who take their regular car and try way harder to look fast than actually being fast, like having a really loud exhaust and lots of stickers. It's usually just kids, I guess. It's fine. Whatever. I guess when I was a kid, I would laugh at it because we all, there was muscle cars back then when I was a kid. BT as a woman, that's all I looked at too. Oh, Elvira's boobs. Yeah. No, at least thank you for being honest, BT. I think more women are probably at the very least bi-curious than are men. I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure they are. Watch some old videos with you and the long hair. You kind of had a Corey Taylor look. Somebody else told me that. I don't know who Corey Taylor is. Believe it or not, in the Parker movie, I had long hair. Like not long, but it was below my shoulders. It was in a ponytail. After all these years, I finally seen your face. From Gus. Yeah, it's me. I didn't put my face in the Parker movie. I didn't think it was really necessary. Didn't even know it was ever going to see the light of day. I just wanted it for court or whatever. I'm a smart ass. Tiffany Finogle, have you seen the new movie Elvis? They made a new Elvis movie? No, I have not. I haven't even caught up on the latest Umbrella Academy yet. I need to. I have been watching The Boys. Oof, love it. Love it. I think my favorite character in The Boys is the Kiwi guy, Butcher. He just absolutely cracks me up. Oh, right cut there, eh? I love it so much. It's hilarious. Hi, Dwayne. Dying to still hit the live button to get current. Looks like you went back and are watching from 10 to 20 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Thanks. See, mine's acting funny too. I click and it just won't go away. And I have to like hit it hard. Karen, yeah, long hair Kayla videos were hot. You have got to stop that, woman. You're going to make me blush. Pap Smear, Kayla, just want to say I admire your parenting skills. Well, thank you, Pap Smear. I appreciate that. Pap Smear, I'm not sure if you know this. I think I've seen you in here before. I did a debate with somebody who did not like my parenting skills last Saturday on my live on Saturday, my debate. And he's now apparently angry with me because he calls me a fucking liar. And now he's going to be coming back on this weekend, on this Saturday. And he told me to tell everybody he's going to wipe the floor with my lying fucking ass. And I put up the screenshot so everybody could see it. He really did say that. Caleb, we love you. Have a wonderful night. Well, thank you, Jason. Have a wonderful night. Corey Taylor's the lead singer of the rock group Slipknot. Okay, I knew that. It seems like I vaguely knew that. And lead singer for the rock group Stone Sour. Okay, so long-haired me looks like a Corey Taylor. Cool. I think I've heard that before. I know who that Slipknot is. I'm not real familiar with their music. I know they've been around a long time. I like some of their music. I've heard. I just never was a huge fan, but I couldn't tell you what he looks like. Madeline and Jasmine, how do you feel about gas? I almost made a really childish little boy joke about that, but gas is too expensive, and we're getting bent over and screwed. Somebody's screwing us. It's never what it seems. What the politicians say. Corey Taylor's lead singer, Slipknot. I've not seen a Parker movie. 20 to 4 a.m. I guess I'll kip a watch. Kip, just go nick it off my channel. You haven't seen the Parker movie? You're here? That's interesting. That's usually the only reason people are even subscribed to me. Yeah, just look on my channel. 14-year-old Parker stands up for his rights. It's 72 minutes long of pure unedited. My son's mother just haggling him for 72 minutes to get him out of the truck. And cops say, no, you don't have to get out of the truck. Deanne. Hi, Caleb. Hello, Deanne. How are you? TOG. Man, I must have missed spring cleaning. I just realized how fucking dusty my room is. Okay. Alrighty. Do you like football? Go Cowboys. No, and I'll have a reason why. I just don't like organized sports because back in the day, organized sports was pushed onto my kids by them, and organized sports it's never failed. One of them always had to do something in organized sports while it was my time to have the kids. It just never failed. There for a while, it just there for a while, I never had all four of them. And it got so bad that they're pushing on the kids. Even the kids started figuring out, well, like, fuck this. I want to go see my dad. No, I don't want to do this. And then they're getting in trouble for not doing it. And I had a little falling out with old stepdad about that, Mr. Permian football. And so just ever since then, actually, to Kayla and I don't fault anybody if they like football or basketball or whatever. I mean, I see why. I like boxing. I love watching boxing. But if you want to get, just y'all have seen me as I get like real sarcastic, like start flossing my teeth when I get annoyed. The kids and I made years ago after the Parker movie when we were in San Antonio. Look up my channel. It's called Sportsing, SPORTSING. It's just a little 1 minute long skit where we're basically making fun of everybody that loves sports, but it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It was based off actually a cartoon, a still cartoon, and we just decided to reenact it in real life. And Hayden and I are in it. London recorded it, and Hayden and I starred in it, if you will. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of breath, y'all. Diane Steele's. I did a great meme about Johnny Depp's lawyer whopping the floor with Amber Heard. We have a photo. Have we a photo of Brian? You can take a still. You can just still it, still shot it, screenshot it if you want. I'd love to see it if you want. You can't put links in my comment section. I don't know how many times I have to tell people that without getting accused of me deleting their precious links that reveal bad stuff about me. But you can email me if you want to make memes about that. I would love to see memes about that. Email them to me, Caleb Leverett, crankmycat@gmail.com. Here, I'll just crankmycat at Gmail. No, that is not a porn site. I'm a Caterpillar diesel engine mechanic. There, I put it. See what I mean? I said it real quick, and now I typed it out. I can flash it up on the screen for just a little bit, and you can scroll through there real quickly if you ever want to go back and just remember, I was watching that Caleb Leverett guy towards the end. He put his crank is something, sounded pornish. Oh, yeah, crank my cat. That's why I love this setup. It's just so handy and convenient. Do you like King of the Hill? I do. I'm not an avid watcher of it. I don't like it. I haven't watched it as much as I've watched South Park. I've seen almost every episode of South Park. Maybe the last season or two, I might be a little bit behind, but I've seen almost every episode of it. I do like King of the Hill. I didn't catch it in the beginning. And, I know it's been around a long time too. I didn't catch it in the beginning, and I just never caught up. But just about any episode, I'll actually watch some King of the Hill while in jail. And it was a nice comic relief to watch it in there. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself over an hour before being here. Hi, I'm TOG, but my real name is Dennis Boyce. I was born March 4th, 1999, 23 years old, and I make a living with the stock market. RDRR, Dennis Boyce. RDRR. I know exactly what you just did there. Not even going to give away the secret. It's our little secret. Dennis. Denny boy. I come on with my Texas Rangers hat on. Are you being gross, Tori? I don't know. Diane. I will do. And on that note, I'll go to bed. Night all. See, told you he's British. Got that little X right there. They all do it. Or all the girls do it. Karen, that's awesome. You like boxing. I worked for Termite Watkins for a long time. Definitely my favorite sport. I'm not that involved in it. I've never even heard of Termite Watkins, but I love boxing. I love in particular watching Mike Tyson. The guy is just, his style. He's bigger than life. Like once about every 2 or 3 months, sometimes once a month, you can go on YouTube and find, all kinds of old Tyson hits, different clips. You can watch entire fights. You can watch, best knockouts. You can watch, and I've seen just about all of them. I don't know why. I just like his style better than anybody else. I just like watching the man fight. He's just an amazing. He's not even that big of a guy. And at his most, I think most he ever weighed was like 236 pounds. And he's fluctuated on height. I've seen anywhere from 5'10" to 5'11 and a half. I don't know really what his height is. So he's not even that tall of a guy. So he's not that big, but he was just the heavy hitter. And the way he just had a way of just fucking with people with his eyes. He just looked like remind me of a cat. You can't ever read what a cat's thinking. He just got those eyes. And when he gets up in there and he hits so hard and so fast, like he'd have someone popped and they're on their way down and he'd have them popped 2 or 3 more times before they even hit the canvas. Just always been fascinated with Mike Tyson. I'd love to meet the man someday. Tori, at Risk the Gamer, are you Australian? I named my kid Risk off of the Aussie spelling. Oh, okay. Yeah, Tori, you with triplets, right? I believe so. Oops. Didn't even know. I was just wondering if it would ever be possible to meet you in person sometime. I guess. Depends on if you ever visit Florida and we just happen to be going down the street. I mean, I don't really do meet and greets. People have asked me to, and I've thought about it, but I guess I could. It's just, that's so weird when people ask me that. I'm just a regular dude. That's just always been funny to me. Sawyer Mosteller, hi, I'm new. Hello, Sawyer. Jaden Conroy, where's your son? Which one? I got 3 of them. 2 of them are here, and one of them's in Texas somewhere. I bet she's at home. Tori, good night, brother, to you. Doozer, have you tried to get people from the Parker Saga to appear on your podcast? Would be interesting to see what these people are doing these days, like the cops. No, I don't usually reach out to cops and ask hey, how are you? Remember me? They stick a camera in your face. Somebody asked me the other day if I would ever have that cop from Parker versus the Man, Walsh, whatever his name was, Jay Walsh or Gerald Walsh, or whatever his name was. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him. I don't know why they'd ever want to come on my podcast. If you are that cop or any cop that's ever been in my videos, particularly Brandon Spinks and Officer Rocha from the original, I would really love to talk to y'all. Now I'm not being sarcastic on that. I genuinely would like to talk to them. Like I really would. I would have Walsh on, but I don't know. That was just the worst day of my life, and he was the enforcer that day, and I've always associated him with fucking pain for just doing his job and just following orders. I would probably I'd keep a civil tongue, and I would like to ask him how he felt afterwards, if he lost any sleep. Did he not give a shit? That would be interesting. I'd like to ask him if people ever recognize him in public. That cop was cool. Which one? The only cool cops that I've ever really talked to in my videos or in the Parker movie. I don't like the other one. I just associate it with pain. Jaden Conroy is so crazy. I just came back across the video of your son not going back with his mom, and I pressed on your page, and you're live. Haha. Well, cool. I'm glad you're here, Jaden Conroy. Cop suck, in my opinion. Well, unfortunately, a lot of them do. Yeah. I've stayed pretty scared, paranoid around most of them for a very long time, and I would say I've got good reason. Julia Brower, I just started watching some of your videos. Have you had an experience with wanting a say in abortion decision? Have I had any experience with wanting a say? I've covered the abortion. I've never, like, on the last two or three lives, I've talked about it and my opinion on it. If you're asking if I ever had, like, not me being pregnant, but a woman that I was with being pregnant, no, I've never had that. Thank the gods. I'm glad I didn't have to make that or be with and have to go through that, because it's got to suck. I know it's got to suck. Jaden, you're not adorable. Stop following me around. I don't know what y'all talking about. Julia Brower, I just started watching some of your videos. Okay, duh. I just read that. See what I mean? I click on something, and right as my finger's going down, something else jumps underneath it. The cop who talked to Parker in the parking lot, I don't know his name. That's Officer Walsh. And no, I don't like him. No, he compared me to white supremacists, the Aryan Brotherhood. He compared me to Jim Jones. He insulted my son's intelligence by telling him what he wasn't feeling and what he needed to do. He sounded like he cared. He sounded like he kind of wished he didn't have to be there to be that one doing it. I think he got the feeling he felt like he duped me. Like, all right, Judge, I did a good job. Like, he's thanking me and shit. I was being very, very, sarcastic, but yeah, sarcastic. Like, thank you for not shooting me, you fucking asshole. It's basically what it was. But at the time, I was genuinely scared, because what y'all don't see is whenever he's doing like this, he's not waving to the neighbors. He's waving to all the other people with guns walking my way. And, he made a decision. The people that signed his paycheck, he's going to do what they said do, not what, some, silly father said do. Certainly not. He wasn't going to listen to a 14-year-old. He was going to take the money. So no, I don't thank him for what he did. I hope he's the one that has to live with that shit, not me. Tiffany, may I ask, how old are your kids now, and do you still see them? Yeah, their ages, I don't mind answering that. 22, 21, 19, and 17. And yeah, two of them live with me, and two of them are back in Texas, but that's about as far as I can go into it. He compared you to Jim Jones, really, after he watched that video. That's fucked up. Yeah, no kidding. He compared me to Jim Jones. He acted like he wasn't comparing me to Jim Jones, but why even bring up Jim Jones in this whole thing? And the Aryan Brotherhood, I just don't like the guy. No, never have, never will. Maybe if came on here and actually issued an apology and admitted he was wrong, I could bury the hatchet with him. Yeah, I'd like to know what was going through his mind when he decided to do that. Do you regularly, at least once a month, go fishing? I haven't. I love fishing. I haven't done it in a very long time. Abdul Thomas, 500K. I finally got there. Woo! If you are enjoying my lives, most of you are here just because you've seen the Parker stuff, which obviously this is way different. If you're enjoying my lives where I talk about religion and how silly and funny it is to me, or how much I shit on alcohol, or shit on the family court, or just talk to y'all, if y'all enjoyed this, if you know somebody who you think might get something out of these, do me a favor and send some of my favorite videos to them, because I'm really trying really hard. I want to build this audience. I want to be a voice for the 14-year-olds of the world, like my own kids were, that are getting screwed over, and a voice for their parents, a place where people can come and get ideas and talk about how they can, what I went through, how things that I learned that were the right way to do things or the wrong way to do things, so they don't make the same mistakes. So if you enjoy my stuff, if you would do me a favor and pass along or tag me in it when you pass on to your friends. I'm on Facebook. I hate Facebook, but I'm on it. Ashton Stawn, why did you say I had a cuddle? LOL. Why do you send me the law called on? What? Why did you say I had a cuddle? If that's a typo, I don't know what had a cuddle. I like cuddle a kitty. Did I say cuddle tonight? I'm not sure. I mean, I use that word cuddle like as a kind of like a joke. It's not really a manly word, but if I'm talking about a kitty cat, little teeny tiny kitty cat, then yes, I will get goofy and say I cuddled it, because I do have a cat. I got a brand new cat here. I just got her like 3 days ago, and she's so cute, and I can't wait until she's actually cuddly. Why did Parker didn't want to come to his mom's for? He states exactly why he didn't want to go over there. Panna, there are many health benefits of drinking. For example, the ability to make more kids. You so funny. Karen, that's just fucking weird. I don't understand how he can compare anyone to Jim Jones like that video. Like, that doesn't even make sense. I know. I don't get it. I don't see where he's coming from. I think he sort of kind of tried real hard to be understanding. I will give him this. Maybe it's just because he knew who I was and he knew my cameras were going, mine and my mother's cameras going. I will give him this. We did put up a struggle, civil disobedience, and Parker engaged into it. I'll give him this. At least he didn't shoot us, because at the time there was lots of that going on, and at least he didn't manhandle us, break some bones, stomp our faces in the pavement, and issue some land of the free to our fucking faces. I'll give him that. At least he didn't do that. Maybe he wouldn't have done it anyways. Maybe the only reason he did it is because he had already heard and been told who I was, and he saw me with my camera and he knew I was pissed. I don't know. He may not know. Oh, he did. Yeah, he was trying to ask me if I knew who he was. I'm like, yeah, I know exactly who Jim Jones was. Do you like fried octopi? No, I don't think humans. That's just not I don't think we're supposed to eat octopus. I find it funny when YouTube videos show an octopus is sucking the faces off of humans for trying to eat them. I think it's hilarious. I wish that they were strong enough that they could just go ahead and just. Karen, my 14-year-old daughter watches with me all the time. Watches what? Parker stuff? Simon M. I'm glad you uploaded videos like the Parker not getting out of his car. Parker was very brave, and I told him, and I'm glad you got him out of that narcissistic situation with the mom and stepdad. Well, thank you, Simon. Too bad it didn't last long. That was the very tip of the proverbial iceberg. Simon, if you want to see what happens next, the follow-up to that is Parker versus the man. And it is the worst day of my life caught on camera. Batboro, do you who's calling first sexist? I don't know if that's a question. I don't know what any of that means. Parker's mom is a guardian of the sun. Okay. Samantha Mahoney. I haven't been able to keep up with your channel over the years. How's your son Parker? My God, how old is he now? He's great, and he is 23. He is a professional horse trainer. Tiffany Finogle, me and my 8-year-old son's dad have been split up for 5 years now, and we have been co-parenting together without any from the courts. We are still best friends. I'm in a bad situation. Well, if you are in a bad situation and you're still getting along with your kid's father and y'all co-parent without you, maybe it can't be that bad of a situation, because it could, I guess what I'm saying is count your blessings, Tiffany, because it could be worse if whatever you're going through. And I don't say it's not bad, because obviously I don't know what it is, but at least you don't have to fight your kid's dad. That's great. Well done, both of you. Aldous Parker, he's 23. Ryan, females, we should have equal rights. Me, you can literally strip men of their children and accuse them of sexual battery with no consequences. Pretty much, yeah. Speaking of, I got to thinking, I don't know why I didn't think of this. And, now that we're on the subject of my body, my choice, did you know that each state is different, but most states, or maybe if not all states, on vasectomy laws, men cannot get vasectomies if they're not old enough and or knocked enough chicks up already. That sounds like some violation shit of our men bodies. Our body, our choice. If we're at least legal 18-year-old adults and an 18-year-old is legal, to go to war, why can't, if everybody else can do whatever the hell they want to do, why can't 18-year-old boys, if they are men, young men, I call everybody boy, I call Parker my boys, anyone that age, I just call them boys. Why can't 18-year-old men of legal consent age, they can get tattoos? Why can they not legally get their balls cut? I'd like to know an answer to that. If anybody has an experience with that, like I've never seen any news about that. I've never seen any men pissed off, throwing fits, wanting their balls cut and being denied it. The government is standing in the way of men being able to protect themselves against these gold diggers in the family court. These women, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, is the women, the gold diggers that go after us. When if they could just get their balls cut without having to prove that they've knocked somebody up or not being old enough, like 25 or 28 years old, why does the government get to dictate to adult men what they can do with their own balls? I'd like to know that. All right, kiddies, it is 2 hours and 2 minutes in, and I am tired. Y'all have been great tonight. I didn't even have a particular topic to talk about, and I was an hour late, and y'all just came in, and this has just been so much fun, and I don't want to go because the comments are still coming, and y'all been really engaging. I like the jokes mixed in with the educated questions, and even the occasional moron that comes on here and wants to call me a bitch or for glossing over his comment or whatever. I think it's funny. But Daddy's tired, and I'm going to have to call her quits, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow, and then on Saturday, be sure and tune in. It's going to be a fun one. I'm going to get to have my second round and my second live debate ever with Brian Baxter, the man who called me a fucking liar. And it's going to be fun. So anyway, good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Please don't hit your cheerings. Good night.